I'm sorry you have to walk 1,000 miles just to...
Finish that sentence.
What was it about the book that made you want to play this part?
I think it's an extraordinary story about bearing the unbearable in life and what the capacity that we have as people to save ourselves. Because ultimately we realize we do have to save ourselves. No one's going to come in and save your life. And I think Cheryl tells that in a really beautiful way.
I think it was the tone. I think when I'm looking for things, if they contain more than one tone, if you're incredibly moved and kind of wrung out and you laugh, then not many things have that. They tend to wobble into one kind of groove or another. And this, it was really unpredictable. I'm not a hiker, but I was so compelled by the book and moved by the book and made unhappy by the book and then made incredibly happy by the book. So it looked like a gift to me.
Yeah, I think it's obviously very different to a fictional novel when you're dealing with a memoir and someone's real life. But because we kind of involved Cheryl in that process along the way, you know, my job as a producer is really to choose the screenwriter and director that will do justice and protect the integrity of the book, and that's what Reese and I did.
Okay. And was that something you had to think long and hard about, or was it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's a real process of going through and working out and hearing from people and working out what it is they respond to in the novel, and making sure that you're all trying to make the same version of the movie, I think is crucial. And I think Jean-Marc is a very unique director in that he was prepared to make the movie in a very natural, kind of organic way, which best serves, you know, the story that we were trying to tell.
Well, actually, in the film, she never prepared. So part of it was that I was not prepared. And Jean-Marc Vallée wanted to make sure I wasn't exercising and I wasn't hiking, so he wanted me to look authentic in the film.
Cheryl Strayed's book is, you know, I mean, not just incredible story of, you know, this woman who kind of is so hopeful and so redemptive and so inspiring, but I mean, the way she tells her story is just so incredibly beautiful, and so that's, you know, her good writing really pulled me in.
And how much did you speak to Cheryl about her experiences?
I spoke to her so much. I flew to Portland, she lives there, and we would talk, and we spent about a week or so just every day talking and going over the script and the feelings that she was having, and she was there almost every day on the set, so that was really helpful.
Nick wrote his screenplay, and his first draft was remarkable because it's Nick and he's brilliant, and we shared that draft with Cheryl, and it was at that point we, you know, solicited her feedback, her notes, be it, you know, kind of micro or macro notes. We solicited that, and then at the stage we were in pre-production for the movie, every department talked to Cheryl, from the art department down to costumes, just to really try and make the movie as authentic to her experience as possible.
It's easier
Is it?
adapting, yeah, because you know, one of the really hard things about writing is ideas and coming up with ideas, and if somebody else has provided you with the structure of something and the material, then it's great to be able to use your skills writing dialogue and constructing drama in ways that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg before you've even got there, as it were.
I love this idea that, you know, we all have the power to kind of save ourselves in a way. I mean, that's the kind of theme that I most responded to.
Well, I think it was really important to me because she was so emotionally honest and gritty and real in her telling of her own story that I didn't want to just do the parts that I felt comfortable with. I had to challenge myself as an artist to be just as gritty and emotionally raw as she was.
The music industry's changed a lot since you wrote High Fidelity, MP3s, streaming and everything. Have you ever thought about revisiting the characters to see how they've adapted to this changing landscape and to see what they're up to?
I'm not interested in writing a sequel, but people often ask about High Fidelity. I don't know what those guys are doing now. I just don't know where they are.
The director is very musical. I mean, we have a lot of, you know, very music-minded people. I'm not one of them on this movie. But Nick Hornby obviously wrote a lot of songs, you know, that were in the screenplay. Jean-Marc Vallée only uses source music, so he too is a kind of great lover of the way you use songs as themes in the movie. And then Cheryl wrote about a lot of songs that she thought about in her memoir. So I think between those three people, music really inhabits this movie in a very organic, beautiful way.
Turn away.